What's going on? Welcome to What Were You Thinking? Series produced by World's Greatest. Hi, Q. Hi, other Q. Got two Qs joining us tonight. I'm Jessica Beard. I'm hosting solo tonight. I'll probably have a co host on Thursday. Anywho, this is show number 40, the big 4 0. Should I have done it like that? Anyway, we live stream every Monday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Over 3.2 million views, 38,000 hours watched. Thanks for joining me. I have two very, very special guests joining me tonight, two incredible ladies. And both of their names start with a Q. I'm going to ask about that. Is it a coincidence? I think not. Anyway, this show takes you inside, gives you athlete perspective from the athletes about what they do, who they are, what they want to accomplish, and really just the inside scoop of their lives as professional athletes. Tonight we have Olympic long jumper and Olympic 400-meter runner. And so I'm super excited because both of these ladies are great people. And I really just can't wait to help share, well, help facilitate them sharing their story with you all and also with me about their journey, about their struggles, about their passions. And so looking forward to having Quanera and having Quanesha Burks on here. Just waiting for them to come on. So what y'all up to? What y'all been doing? Did y'all watch track and field this past weekend? Because baby, crazy, great performances across all the conferences. The Big 12, the SECs, the Pac-12, the Sun Belt, um, the Big South. It's so many of them. It's so many conferences. I'm missing some. Some of the Ivy League schools. It was crazy. This weekend was crazy, and I enjoyed really all of last week was just crazy. And it was a track and field lover's dream, my dream. And I just was like, these kids are running, throwing, jumping. Okay. So Q is on. Well, that's Sandy at the World Indoors, her and Katie. Anywho, the relays, it was collegiate records, it was facility records, personal best. I think that's the best feeling when you go to a competition and you know how hard you've worked and you prepare for it and you get something special out of it, whether it's you're Big 12 champion, you're SEC champion, you're Sun Belt champion, or you PB, you PR, you have a season's best. Those are always the best feelings. Of course, winning. I think that's the very best feeling. Like nothing better than that. You're like, oh, I won. I did this, and so I'm going to be excited to talk to these ladies about their season, how it's progressing, and what their goals are for this year, especially with the World Outdoors being in the U.S., being hosted here for the first time. I think that's so awesome, and so I'm gonna ask them about that as well. Who was that on the horn? Hmm. Um, let's see. Okay. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. Wait, y'all on at the same time. That's cool. That's
That's
cool.
cool. It's the Q effect.
Okay, Q squared. Okay,
There you
I'm all
go.
for it. I'm all for it. So, ladies, what we normally do when we have people on, I'm not sure if you guys seen the episode. I'm going to give you each 60 seconds to tell us your life story. Merry Christmas. So let me get my timer going.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, who's gonna go first? Which cue?
Quanera. Quanera.
Okay.
He didn't
Okay.
even give me a chance to say anything.
Ready? Go.
I am Quanera Hayes. I graduated in 2010 from high school. I graduated in 2015 from a Division II called Livingstone College. I am an Alpha Kappa Alpha member. Ski week to my good sis. I am a mother. I am the oldest of two girls. I love to read. I've been running track since 7th grade, but it was just for fun. Never dreamt of going to the Olympics. I wanted to be a mom first, but the Lord had other plans. I plan on going into ministry after I'm done running. That's me.
Wow, that was 30 seconds. Okay. Come through.
That's hard. Oh, I gotta beat it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Hi, my name is Quanesha Burks. I'm from Alabama. I went to the University of Alabama, Roll Tide. I'm a lone jumper and sprinter. Won SECs 4 times, tied with SEC record, 2-time NCAA champion, and I'm a lone jumper. I made the Olympic team. I'm trying to think what else. I train in Louisiana right now, and yeah, I have 2 little sisters. I still call myself the only child because I'm 27 and they're literally 12 and 14. So it's a humongous gap. And so I literally like help raise them. So I feel like I'm still the only child. My sister, just to talk about her a little bit, she's running track right now and she's in 8th grade and ran 58 seconds. 58:30 already, and it's her 2nd year, and she has no clue what she's doing. So I'm really excited about that, and so that's a little bit about me.
Okay, come on. Y'all did wonderful because last time I had Big Homie on here, he was 4 minutes, which is cool because he told us that he told us from the jump, look, it's not 1 minute's not gonna I can't do nothing with that. And I said, okay, that's cool. So, thank you for sharing that with us all. So both of you, and I told the viewers a little earlier, both of you went to this past year's Olympics as a long jumper, as a 400-meter runner. Tell us about that experience. Tell us about your Olympic experience, especially because it was so unique, not having the normal crowd and yet still having other things that were the same, like the opening ceremonies, the closing ceremonies, still having to prepare and compete as if it was a full stadium. So just tell us about that experience for each of you and what it meant. And yes.
You want me to go? Okay.
Okay, you go first this time.
Yeah.
Yes.
For me, when I tell people, this is my first Olympic team, so I mean, I don't really have any expectations like one, but comparing to like talk to other people that made Olympic teams, it was different. One thing that hit hard for me was like we put a lot of emotions, in the Olympic trials, and like you can be number 1 in the world and not make the U.S. Olympic, like you may not make the USA team to go to the Olympics, and so after making like at the trials and like knowing that I made the team, not being able to go home and like celebrate my family and stuff was kind of hard because with COVID you were scared to get COVID, and so it's like you achieved your goal and now it's like you got to make it to Tokyo to compete, and so not being able to celebrate my family was kind of like hard for me, but I was focused, like I need to get to Tokyo because I personally told myself I can't call myself Olympian until I compete at the Olympic Stadium. And so lean up to it, it was a lot of nerves and anxiety, like after the trials of like, I was door dashing everything. I did not want to be around anyone. Like I was just concerned and like taking those tests. We were all, like, I remember, like me, Aaliyah, Christina, we were like, did you take the test? You got to take it this certain time. And we're like sending like our pictures to each other. And so lean up to it, like even get on the plane and like going through like the COVID test in there, like getting to the village. It was like every day, like in that spit test, I'm like, okay, whew, negative. Let's just get to the stadium to compete. And so finally getting there, it was like, oh, I'm here. And not having fans there definitely, had an impact on it. But it was okay with me because at the end of the day, we're at the Olympics. And like this, we had to understand the situation. And so it was exciting. But I feel like afterwards, I didn't want to celebrate, but my family and my friends, my hometown, they wanted to because they haven't, because I didn't perform the way I wanted to at the Olympics. So it was kind of like, I don't want to, what are we celebrating? I already competed, but it's like, girl, you went to the Olympics. And so I feel like that was really hard for me at a point, because we didn't get the big celebration, like the send off before going to the Olympics. And so, but I learned, like, I went home and we celebrated, and I'm glad I went. But it was definitely different. Just with COVID, I feel like personally, I was just stressed. I was like, I cannot get COVID. Like, this is the worst time to get COVID. Like, right now is not the time. And so I feel like my experience was like a little woo compared like to the regular Olympics. But at the end of the day, it was an opportunity of a lifetime. And so I'm really happy that, I was able to make the team and get there and compete. And so, but the aftermath, like later on with like all the social media and stuff, oh, I love it.
Wait, what? Wait,
Well,
what social media stuff?
we'll get into it because
Oh.
we had a be, she had a then and now, and it was really cool that happened. So we're gonna talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Okay. So for me, my Olympic experience, I did go home, and I had like just like a little cookout. It was like my close family. I wasn't really scared about the whole getting COVID thing. I don't know why. I was like, I'm not gonna let that crowd my mind. So I wasn't too worried. But I was really kind of sad that we didn't get to go to the opening ceremony, because I feel like that's a big part of the Olympics, and that's what people really look forward to. So I feel like, we missed out on that part. And it's kind of, so it's like, we kind of got to make it to the next one. You don't really know if you're going to, because it's so hard. Like, the US is so hard to make. So I just felt like we were kind of like, gypped on that experience, even the closing ceremony, because we like had to leave. Most of us had to leave right after we were done competing. So that's like a big void that I have. Like, so it's like I'm determined to make it to the next one, because I do want to experience that, because like I said, that's a big part that people look forward to, just being around all of the other US athletes and stuff like that, and just being in there at moment, watching the flames. Like, I just feel like that's just a big part of it, and you just really get to take a step back and be like, look what I've accomplished. I'm here, I've done this, and this is just a really big moment. Then I was in my room most of the time, literally in my room. I was reading pretty much every day. If I wasn't eating or at the track, like, I was in my room. Okay. It took me like an entire week to actually go and take pictures by the rings, because I was just like, I wanted to just really take that time to just really just be able to get my mind right, because I knew that it was a big deal. The Olympics is a big deal, and I wanted to make sure that I was doing everything that I could to focus and to be in tune with what I came there to do, and not let me being at the Olympics overcrowd what I had to do at the Olympics. So, so people get there and they just want to, oh, I'm at the Olympics, and, be all up on their feet and walking around. And the walk to the bus where we had to go for practice was long enough. So I was like, I'm not doing no extra walking because it's too long. Getting ready for competition, it was just a normal thing for me, like I normally do. I put in my music and I just focus in, I get worked on. So nothing really different from that. And just having the fans there, that didn't bother me, because I don't really pay attention to that stuff while I'm running, because I'm just in a zone where it's just, if I hear people, I hear people. If I don't, I don't. So for me, it was just really just doing what I know I came to do and what I can do. And it was just really a growing experience for me, and learning how to get back up there. And, even when I didn't perform the way I wanted to, and things didn't go the way I wanted to, it was more that I really had to take a step back and just look at the situation differently, and just pray about things. Because it wasn't the outcome that I wanted, but it was the outcome that God had. So it was just growing from that experience and learning from that. And then after everything was done, I was on a plane back home. But one thing I wish I would have done a lot differently, it was just celebrate the moment of making the Olympics, because I didn't do that even after trials. And when I won, I was like, okay, I'm on the Olympic team. It was already on to going to the Olympics, and not being in that moment and celebrating the accomplishment of actually making the team. So I wish I would have done that like a little bit differently. So I've learned now to just celebrate even the smallest of victories, and that will go a long way with the experience, and just being able to just, all right, you did this, girl. Pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. So yeah.
That's true. Congrats to you both. I hope people gave you your flowers, and I hope y'all accepted y'all flowers. I think that's such a hard thing sometimes. It's like, I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do that. It's like, actually, you can give me my flowers. Thank you. I'll take lilies. I'll take roses. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. So y'all both talked about how, in a sense, y'all didn't really have the performances that you wanted of yourself, your own expectations. You were happy that you were there. You know how hard you worked to get there. To some degree, when we don't perform how we want to, that's, I mean, it's disappointment. How do you keep going after experiencing it? How do you keep going after saying, I didn't perform how I wanted to here? Because there were other meets after the Olympics, and there's another season after the Olympics. So how do you keep going after being proud that you've accomplished so much, but also knowing this isn't exactly what I wanted? And so how do you rebound from that? How do you bounce back and get back on the track and or the runway and say, I'm here?
I feel like for myself, after the Olympics, I definitely went through like the Olympic blues, and I didn't think that was a thing, but it was because I feel like we run track, but like connecting like to the real world, like they only know about the Olympics. It's like when people are like, oh, you run track. It's like, oh, you going to the Olympics or you train for the Olympics? That's it. And so that was like a big bridge for like the world. And so it's like it went from like, oh, just running track to like, you're an Olympian. It was like so big. And so I feel like afterwards, I honestly felt like it was just a lot. And I was like, oh my gosh, I needed to take time to myself and like just get my mind, like get everything under control. And so I literally took like a social media break and just had time to just like, I guess, take in everything like what had happened. And like I even struggle. I feel like right now, like sometimes I'm like, girl, you did go to the Olympics. Like you're a whole Olympian out here. I literally remind myself, like, especially like with Team USA 2 weeks ago with Quanera, like I was like, we are really Olympians. Like sometimes I feel like it's like, wow. But I just think like as much as like I know I didn't get the outcome I wanted, and I remember like not making the finals, I like walked like somewhere in the stadium and I just started crying. And I was just like crying because I just felt like this is embarrassing. Like I was ready. And I was just like bawling my eyes out for like 3 minutes. And then I called my friend and she was just like basically look around. And I was like, what? There's chairs? Like what? Like what? And she's just like, you're in Tokyo, Japan, in the Olympic Stadium crying. You're an Olympian. Look where you are. And at that moment, I was just like, and I just looked around and I was like, get yourself up, Q. Get up, get up. And so I just wiped my tears and I was just like, yes, you didn't have the performance that you wanted, but look how far you've come. Like, look where you are right now. And you're going to let this one moment, like, of not making the finals, like, just feel like everything is done. No. And so at that moment, I wiped my tears and I just didn't look back. And I realized, like, my performance, it doesn't define me. Like I've worked hard to get to where I am right now, and let's be excited for like the next Olympics as well. And so after that one moment, it really changed me, and I just realized, like we made the Olympic team. It's hard to make the USA team. We can do it again. Like why not? Like why not us? And so for myself, after that moment, I just realized like I guess I started counting my blessings and just start counting like how far I've come, like where I am right now at that moment for me for sure.
Okay, for me, so mine was a little bit different. I wasn't disappointed or sad about my races because I felt like I really did everything that I could do, and I really each round like we had to go because then they were running 49s through and through. So
well, not just disappointment of and so I do want to. It's not just the Olympics. I mean, just any.
Like oh yeah, no. So like I said, I wasn't disappointed in that, but I was just more so disappointed that I didn't get to run on the 4x4. So after I was done with my after my individual races, I was like, I gave my hardest. I did what I can do. That's just God's will. So it's fine. I'm just gonna just move on to the next. I got the 4x4, but then when I realized I wasn't on the 4x4, that kind of really, it broke me. And then I was just really disappointed. Because I knew that I still had more left and I knew that I could still do a lot more and I could contribute to the 4x4 team. But I really had to do like a lot of praying because like I said, I was really broken. I was ready to shut my season down. I was basically ready to walk away from track and field because I'm just so tired. Like it's just always something with track and field, like you just never know what's going to happen. So I was just really basically ready to walk away. But it really took a lot of prayer and a lot of my family just speaking more life into me, and just letting me know that this is it's gonna overcome. You're gonna overcome it, and you're gonna bounce back like you did before. Because it's not the first time you go through disappointment in track and field.
Yeah.
So it really, I had to go in and just really just be by myself, like Q said, and just realize why I run track. And it's not for a show, and it's not for the medals or anything like that. I just, I run because I love to run, and I know that God has given me a gift. So I would go to practice after the Olympics, and I would literally just be there. My coach would talk to me, and I'm like, I'm hearing what he's saying, but I'm not really responding because I'm just there. And I would just really go through the motions of, all right, he wants me to go overseas and run. All right, whatever. And I was like, I wasn't receiving much of anything. And then I just really had to tell myself, like, girl, if you do not stop and get yourself up and like stop playing, come on, you're better than this. So after that, I kind of just like picked myself back up and I went overseas. For the very first time I got on the circuit. Oh my Lord. Let me tell you something. I have never felt pain like that going from meet to meet. Like I've never felt, oh, that was the hardest thing ever. So after every race, my body was not responding the way I thought it should respond. And I was just like, Lord, like what's going on? Like I can't, like, what am I supposed to do? Like I'm trying, but my body's just not moving. I'm trying to move and it's just not going anywhere. And then I was so ready to go home. I was like, you know what? I'm just ready to go home. So I kind of mentally checked out. I was like, I'm ready to be with my baby. I'm away from him. This has been a month. I don't want to do this no more. All right. And I started counting down the races. So I had him right before the Diamond League final. I had a meet in, I want to say Paris. It was either Paris or Italy. And after that race, like I was really running my heart out. And after that race, I broke down and I just started crying. So I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So like I had to call my coach and like, coach, I did what you told me to do. I'm doing everything you're telling me to do, and it's just not working. He's like, all right, Q, just pick yourself up. You have one more race, and you can do this. Just one more race. And I'm like, I'm still on the phone crying. Okay, all right, okay. So I was like, I'll talk to you later. So we fly over to Zurich, and I get there and I end up getting sick. I don't know, something I ate. I don't know what it was, but I was just feeling so bad. And I told my coach, and he gave me all the stuff I needed to take. And then I had like a worship service with some of the other athletes, like Natoya Gould and Nicolette. She's a jumper. She got silver at the Olympics. Like I love her. I had like a whole worship service with them, like an hour and a half before I had to go to the track. So I was like really just in like at peace at what was going on, and just like, you know what, this is my last race. Lord, I give this to you, like, because I just don't know what's going on. So I kind of just literally gave that over to God, and I went and I ran the Diamond League final, and I actually won it. And I wasn't favored to win it. They didn't even look at me. They didn't even call my name. None of that stuff. But I end up winning. So, that was after all the stuff that happened at the Olympics, and just being able to get back up and just to keep going, really, really helped. It's just about, not letting the disappointments beat you down to the point where you give up on something that you love or something that you know that you're supposed to be doing. So yeah.
Y'all both said something. Y'all had very similar reactions and responses to an experience. And I think it's important that people realize we're human. You feel something. I'm glad that y'all shared that. Y'all were different things upset you. You cried. It's okay to cry. It's okay to
Yes.
ask questions and to ask why. And then you both chose to say, this is just a moment in a long journey, and this moment doesn't define me, and there's so much more to me than just this performance. And so I love that you both found your own way to, I think that's really important to feel your emotions. I think that's something that I got from what you all said. Also, just to realize what you've done and how far you've come, and don't it's not taking it for granted, but don't look at it as something so small when it's such a huge gift and a huge blessing. Because when you think about it, you both know only 3 go for an open event, and for the 400 and the 100, maybe there's relays, but for the long jump, it's only 3. 6 are not going. It's not. And so I think that's just really awesome that you both have opened up and shared that in the journey there's struggle. I don't think we always share that we struggle, but then there's triumph at some point afterwards. And so I love that about both of you. Quanera, for you, it's about winning the Diamond League. So now you're at Worlds. Quanesha, oh my gosh. So this is what it was, Quanera. She was, let me tell you, I'm gonna let her tell you. McDonald's, okay? The sponsorship. That's what
Okay,
you look
okay.
on social media. And I was like, is that really her in that picture? I'm like, wow, the then and now is crazy, like manifestation. It just let me know that our plans don't always go how we think they're gonna go, but something good is on the other side. We just don't know what that good entails or what it looks like, how it's gonna manifest. And so yes. So thank y'all for sharing that. I'm going to ask y'all another question.
Yes.
What's something that nobody knows about you, but it's a big part of who you are?
I'm left-handed.
I'm left-handed too.
Oh, wow. Is it the thing? Because I'm right-handed.
That is really crazy. That is
10% of the world is left-handed.
Yeah, with your left hand, is it like your dominant hand though? Do y'all do everything with your left hand? Because I know some people who are left-handed, but
Yeah,
they do everything else with their right.
that's me. I write with my left hand, but everything is like with my right hand. Like
I'm full lefty. I'm just trying to learn how to play my guitar, and it's a right-handed guitar. So yeah,
really?
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm full lefty over here.
I'm
even teaching my child how to write with his left hand.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Now he's going to be left-handed.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I had a friend, she ran track. I call her her name's Tierra Brown, and she did 400 hurdles, and she always tells the story about how she was in certain classes, but they didn't know she was left-handed. So like when she would write and stuff, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna put you in this kind of class," and the whole time it was just because she was left-handed. And that's what she said. They didn't find out till later.
That's her
But she
heart.
talked about she made a lot of good friends. She had different friends and some of the kids that she was in the class with. And I was just like, that's crazy. So did y'all know y'all were left-handed early? Did they find out, or did y'all kind of?
I've always been left-handed.
Okay.
No, I just feel like I didn't pay attention to it. And I remember, this is embarrassing. It was like 4th grade. Listen, we don't went on that many years, but I always like, you have to turn your paper, like your notebook sideways and write and like smear it. And so during that time, I know 3rd grade we were learning cursive, and my cursive was terrible. And every time we had to write stories in like 4th and 5th grade, like my handwriting was just terrible. Like, and everyone was just like really good, and mine would be smeared. And I was just like, this is annoying. Like, I was so upset. And I started looking around. I remember at this moment, I just looked around, and they were all just like with their bonnets straight and just like, and I was like, I always have to be like this. And I was like, wait a minute. Literally, I was too old, but I was just like, I'm special. And then the teacher like, you're left-handed. And I was like, well, how can I like make it straight? And she was like, well, we have like left-handed notebooks for you or something like a desk. But once I like get in the desk, it was weird. And so I wanted to go back to like the regular desk. But that's when I realized for me. And then I accepted the fact that I have bad handwriting. And so
Okay, so it wasn't because
that's my excuse.
It's just bad in general. It has nothing to do with
hers is just bad. I have pretty decent handwriting.
Really?
Yes, I have really deep. Hold on, look.
Mine is. Let me see.
I have decent handwriting. Can you see that? I have.
Wow.
I have
Okay, maybe it was just bad handwriting for me then.
Yes, friend. It's bad handwriting for you because my handwriting
It's terrible. Like, it is terrible.
But I also write a lot too, so that's probably why. Like I write a lot. I love to write.
I'm the opposite. I don't got time.
You gotta make time to write. Okay.
Girl, I'll type it.
Okay, typing is important too. I had to learn how to type, but I'm glad I had games growing up that taught me how to type. You know, you like A. Yes.
That was good. I was like during type class.
How are you?
I was like this. I promise you, I was really fast. Like I felt like I was doing something in computer class.
Okay, what did you major in?
Elementary education.
Okay.
And so
you need to grade papers fast, so that's the
I did not play.
It's all on the computer now, kind of.
And I feel like it's easy for me to like read kids' papers because I like, you know, their handwriting is terrible, and I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what they're saying, and so I would go through like grading papers like it was nothing. It was easy to me.
Come on, like it's nothing. Come on, how long did it take you? 5 minutes? 10? An hour? 20 minutes?
Huh?
How long did it take you?
I didn't hear you.
How long did it take you to grade the paper?
Not long at all. Like if I had like 20 kids in there, I could get done in probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Okay, like you can read it and I'm just like, okay, boom, boom, boom. Like it was easy for me. I liked it. Honestly. Miss Burks.
Come on, Miss Burks.
Not anymore. Back then. Those kids.
So, if you could eat one food all the time, anytime, what would it be?
I like pizza.
What kind? Really?
I love bacon and pepperoni pizza. I love pizza.
Steak and potatoes. Steak and potatoes. Listen, steak and potatoes. I have to have steak once a week.
Oh wow!
Yes, I love steak. Yeah.
How often do you have pizza?
Not often.
Yeah,
not often. In my off season, yes, it's either pizza or I can eat hibachi. Now hibachi I can eat.
Which kind of hibachi? Because you know they got different kinds.
I like Benihana's, like the one they cook in front of you.
Yeah, but they got different kinds. They got shrimp, steak, chicken, combinations.
I eat it all. I do it all.
So you like steak?
I get the treat. I don't eat it once a week.
But typically, you like steak.
No, I do love steak. Just not once a week. But it's more so the rice than anything because I grew up eating rice because I'm from South Carolina. So that like we literally eat rice with every single meal.
Really?
Yes.
Do you put sugar in your rice?
That's what I'm about to ask.
No, gosh, no.
I do. Wait, what?
Sugar in your rice?
Grits?
Yes. Sugar in rice, sugar in grits.
Okay, like, yeah.
For breakfast, Martin gravy,
sure. You gotta put cheese in there,
rice,
sugar
in them, it's like bacon. Oh my gosh. I think that's why I like rice pudding.
I don't think I've had that. I don't know.
You like sugar and rice, you don't like rice pudding. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. You literally cook the rice. This is embarrassing because I was on TikTok and I realized like I like rice pudding. And I was like, let me see how you make rice pudding. Literally, they cook the rice and they literally just add sugar in it. And then they let it like chill. And there you go, rice pudding. And I like sugar in my rice and sugar in my grits.
What about in your spaghetti?
No.
Okay. No. Okay, great. I don't eat it either. I just wanted to know.
Okay, I was like, no.
Some people do like it to make it sweeter. I use on top of pasta sauce, I use ketchup if I wanted to be sweeter. And people's like, I can't believe you use that. I'm like, but it's a red sauce. But they make it seem like the sugar. I don't like mine sweet. I know a lot of people do. A lot of kids like their sweet. So I think that's where the sugar.
No. No. Like sweet spaghetti, like.
It's a lot of people who like it. I'm trying to tell y'all, sweet spaghetti is out there flourishing. Not for me, but it's out there living its best life. I'm taking the brown sugar and that regular sugar and sprinkling on there.
So wait, Quanera, you don't like sugar in your grits?
No.
You just do salt and pepper and butter.
I just do salt and butter
okay.
and cheese.
Yeah, no. Cheese going there. You can't taste the cheese. The cheese is for color.
Yes.
So then, do you? Oh my gosh, you said. What about? So you don't eat cream of wheat and stuff like that?
No.
Because I was gonna say that's
Or
the
oatmeal. I
You
can't.
don't eat oatmeal.
No.
Oh.
Really?
And that's one of the things where I've literally tried over and over, and I tried to like it because my son likes it, and I tried to like it. No, it's no.
What
I'll
is
have
it?
one bite and no.
Is it the texture? Are you texture?
I don't know what it is. I can't eat it.
Oh, I love oatmeal. I just
No.
bought
Yeah.
some. I like steel cut. And
No,
What's that?
it's nasty.
It's oatmeal.
It's like it takes 10 years to cook. I'm like, oh my god.
yes,
It
but
takes 10 years. Give me
I
old
found
fashioned.
some. This is I know y'all. At this point,
Off
TikTok didn't pay me.
TikTok,
I
right?
was on TikTok
I knew
again.
it. I knew it.
No, because I cannot do the instant oatmeal. Like I cannot do it,
Oh, I
and
can do that, but
like
I
I've
mean,
tried. No, I either like it's
What about
dry,
old
too
fashioned?
watery, and
No, you use
I've
milk.
tried old fashioned as
You use
well.
milk.
And
No, you
yeah, I tried almond milk, regular
No,
milk.
real milk, whole from the
I've
cow.
done it. I've even water, and it's like no. And I realized the type of oats I like is steel cut. So
Steel cut is crunchy, Quanera. You're not gonna
I
like
love it.
It's-
And I went online on TikTok, and I was like, "How can you make like good oatmeal and let me still cut and it takes a long time?" So I was like, "There has to be a way that I can make still cut oatmeal quicker." And
it's
you have
not less than
overnight.
5 minutes. It's not less than
You have
10.
overnight, and then I have these
Overnight
instant steel cut oatmeal packets that I bought today.
So instant tastes all right then, just not instant, not steel cut.
Yes, it has to be steel
So
cut,
why?
and so I'm gonna try it tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it. But steel cut's the best. Maybe you need to try steel cut, Quanera.
No, don't do it. Don't waste your money because it's also expensive. Let Miss Burks, as the kids would say, let Miss Burks give you a packet of them the instant ones. You're gonna be
Send it to
disappointed.
me,
That
friend.
Oh, I'll see you the TikTok.
I don't have TikTok. I keep trying to tell you this.
I can send it to you, and you can still view it. You don't need TikTok to see it. Look, you can still view the TikTok without having the TikTok. TikTok is great. Okay, you can find a lot of things on TikTok. Okay,
So
I'm
can
just saying.
You need to go on TikTok.
Anything
Got
you
it.
need.
It's on TikTok. You can find it on TikTok. It's gonna be there.
And she will. And she will.
I love TikTok. Look.
I know.
I know. Oh my gosh. On a more serious note, where do y'all find inspiration? Where do you find inspiration in the sport? Who's someone that y'all might have watched growing up or y'all watched in the sport or in any sport, any athlete, and you say, wow, they're here, this is where I want to be, or they do what I do, or you heard their story and you're like, wow, this is really inspirational. Where do y'all draw inspiration from?
For me, I draw inspiration from the people that I meet in this sport. Like I've met a lot of great people, mainly women. And then lately it's been you and these Faith-Filled Fridays. And then talking to you at World Indoors and just, your love for God and you as a Christian woman. Like it inspires me. And just when we're talking about perseverance and everything, it's, and of course, Allison Felix, who's a mom, and all of the mothers who continues to do things that people say that we can't do. So it wouldn't be just one person or just one sport. It's just a multitude of people who I've come in contact with, or people who are doing the same thing that I'm doing, being a mom, being a Christian athlete too, which is another thing that's very, very hard, that you don't see much of, and just trying to be, that light. So yeah, girl. Faith-Filled Fridays, Motivation Mondays. I'm here every week reading.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we definitely draw inspiration from each other and women in the sport in general, because it's a journey. So cute.
I would say in the sport, Brittany Reese. She's really became my mentor as well, with the jumps because people just like jumps. I feel like doesn't get the love that it deserves,
Mhm.
and having like Brittany Reese, that someone like is like an icon up in the sport. It's like won so many medals, like Olympic, world champions, like it's just amazing. And like, she has set the bar high for us young long jumpers for sure. And she's really stayed true to herself. Like I remember even meeting her like the first time. I was like, oh my gosh, that's pretty. And I was just so nervous to meet her. And then I remember when I beat her for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, Brittany. Like I feel like I need to apologize for beating her. Like, but she was just so like she's never changed, as in like she was like, girl, good job. Like ooh. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then especially last year, like leading up to the Olympic trials, like I was faced with an injury that was like bad, and I actually like I guess you could say not moved, but like lived in the Olympic Training Center for a couple of weeks leading up to the trials. And being there with her, like every day, like she would come to practice and bring it. And I knew at the end of the day, like we all know, like all the jumpers know, Brittany's gonna make the team. So it's two more spots left. And I knew you should do like that, but it was very like, Brittany's going to make the team now. Who's the other two spots? And so being up there training with her, I was able to like really like talk to her, and like I was struggling like with my confidence because I was like, Brittany, like I don't have the standard. I'm not jumping for it. I'm not doing this, like I'm not in shape. And she helped me so much. And she was like, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter like what anyone did before. She's all that matters is on that day at the Olympic trials. And she was like, you're gonna be ready. And so every day going to practice and training with her really pushed me. And I feel like, at the Olympic trials, a lot of people do not know this, but I was knocked down already to like all the way down to sixth place, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have two more jumps left, and Brittany, she's already jumped, she's leading the whole competition now, and so she's just like, just sitting there, and I'm like, and I'm about to panic, and then I was like, Brittany, like, I mean, literally, this is in competition. I'm like, Brittany. And she was like, girl, calm down. And she was like, go do what you've been doing this whole time, all these weeks you've been in practice. Just go do it. Relax. You got this, girl. Come on.
Mm.
I was like, okay. And like at the moment, she really just calmed me down. And then I went into the grass and prayed. And I was like, God, I know you bring me this far. We're gonna make this team, amen. And then I go on the runway, and literally that jump is what made me make the team. And I PB'd and like literally jumped 22 feet 10 inches. And like I don't think like how many people have done that? They're probably like, girl, anyone got time to do with you right now? Like, but she was just so calm and like not even concerned that, like I can knock her out of her spot, or like she didn't look at us as like intimidation or anything like that. Like she really like guided us and helped the young jumpers and paved the way for us. And so she really inspires me. And for her to retire, I was like, man, I'm so sad. But I was like, woo. Like even earlier this year, I was like, are you sure you're not gonna, like get out of retirement? Are you for sure you're gonna stay retired? She was like, girl, I'm done. I'm like, okay. But she inspires me like on and off the track. And so like now even this season, I call her about any and everything. I'm like, Brittany. And she's like, all right, listen. And so she's became my mentor, but she really inspires me, especially for the jumpers. And I definitely feel like still I don't think she got like as much recognition as I feel like she should as a jumper, because she's really done a lot. But just how she stayed humble and how she didn't let others get the best of her, like because she could have became like angry and upset and like complain about not getting the recognition that she deserves, but she continued to do what she needed to do, make the teams, get the medals every championship. And so it really inspires me as a jumper, like and as a field event, like we may not get as much attention, but understand what we're doing and who we're doing it for. And so Brittany really kind of paved the way for me for sure.
Okay, ladies. That was come through. Somebody give Brittany her flower. Look, you're gonna have to give Brittany her flowers.
I, know, I need to send her some.
Yeah, give Brittany some flowers for
I need
sure.
to.
That makes me happy though to hear that there are people in the sport who are the greats and they're reaching back and they're helping to mentor and helping to encourage those who are after them. Like you said, she set the bar high, and different people who set the bar high have different interactions with people. So I'm glad to hear that it's a two-way street, and that she's just helped you in a way, even in competition.
Yeah, literally.
She found a way to be a mentor, and I think that's really awesome. So yes, make sure you give her flowers. Yes. I didn't know she retired. I'm sad. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's young, baby. I'm kidding.
oh my gosh, because she's won, oh my gosh, Olympic gold, silver, all the world championships. I remember them too well. But as we wrap up, as we wrap up, the last thing I want to ask you both is, what does it take to be the greatest, in your opinion?
Go ahead, friend.
Oh, friend, like, ooh, I just spill a lot on Brittany. Look at it. What does it take to be the greatest? Okay. You know what I'm trying to think? I would say for myself is staying true to myself. On and off the track, and not getting caught up in results, and knowing that my talent is what God has given me, and to like spread the word to like more, and like I guess to leave a legacy. And so I feel like the greatest to me is outside of track. Like I feel like this is a part of my journey, but to come every day, to narrow it down, is to come every day to be the best version of myself. And I feel like if I continue to be the best version of myself every single day, it's going to open up more doors and more opportunities that I can reach to a lot more people. But being the greatest is inspiring someone, or make, like, if I can inspire someone with my story or my journey or what I've been through and help them, then I feel like I'm technically the greatest. Like that's what it takes, because it's bigger than myself.
Oh, that was beautiful.
No, bring it, Quanera, bring it. I know you.
Oh my word. For me, I think one must define like what it means to be great to them and what success looks like to them, because nowadays people are looking at what social media defines as being great, or what social media is defining as being successful. So I think that it requires to what your morals and your values are as an individual first. And it's just like Q said, it's just being true to who you are, and knowing that any and everything you do, whether it's in your sport or outside of your sport, that you're putting your best foot forward, and that you're not half a wording it, and that you're going you're giving your all to something, and you're not like wasting your time just by giving it halfway, and it's just doing things 100% and just being disciplined in what it is that you're doing, and staying on a path and not letting anyone take you from that path, and getting distracted by the many of little things that we get distracted by, just remaining focused. So
I like that.
So tell people where they can find you. Tell them social media, how they can reach you.
Well, TikTok, you can reach me on.
I knew that was coming. Yes.
Quanesha Burks on TikTok. But Instagram, Q_Burks, Twitter, Strong Believer Q. And go watch my reels.
oh my goodness. For me, it's Instagram. You just type in my name, Quanera Hayes. For Facebook and Instagram, I think my thing is like pretty_Quinn 1908. I really don't know. Oh, that's it. So yes, my Instagram is pretty_Quinn, and I also have Twitter, and it's Quinn 1908.
And she'll be getting a TikTok soon.
I am not. Or you can find me on Pinterest. I'm a big Pinterester.
Okay.
If that's how you would say it.
Oh,
I'm not really sure. I did a whole project on Pinterest, and I'm not really sure what the correct term is. But.
So yes, I love Pinterest. Yes, follow me on Pinterest so we can collab on things. So yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, ladies, this was wonderful. Yay.
For hosting.
Yes. You can find me at Rain2 on Instagram and Run to Rain on Twitter. My name on Facebook. Look, you might as well just go to Instagram, because it's just gonna transfer. It's just go over there. So it does that. Yes. I have a TikTok.
I was just getting my question.
Very difficult to use.
It is not.
3 videos. And I said, this is not as easy as making a reel, in my opinion, but it's cool. It's cool.
It's easier. Okay,
It's
before you go, I promise you, it's easier to make a
Well,
TikTok.
can you have a class? Then have a TikTok class
Yes.
for me, so me and Q
Yes.
can.
No. I am
attend-
not getting a TikTok.
So
But
when she has
listen,
a TikTok in like 6 months, we're gonna say I
listen.
told you so. We're not gonna be humble about this.
Literally, like I'm telling you, because
Wow,
Reels, you
child.
upload all those videos and like you're trying to compile it. But on TikTok, all you gotta do is just select the videos and then make it mix them together.
Interesting.
It's so easy. I
But
got
what
you.
about the music and okay? Anyway,
That's the easiest part right there.
She
we're
has
gonna have class. Save this for our class. We're having class.
Okay, TikTok 101.
Yeah, we're gonna have that. You can find World's Greatest Team on Instagram, World's Greatest without all the vowels on Twitter, World's Greatest on what did I say? Twitter, Instagram. It's one other platform we have.
We need to get TikTok on World's Greatest. Speaking of
Okay, yeah, you know what? That would be so cool. We have different World's Greatest TikToks.
yes.
Okay, so that's something that we're gonna
Yes.
talk about. About
You're hearing this.
rolling.
TikTok.
Rolling.
Come on, Bob. Come on now.
We might have a TikTok and we just don't know. Oh, YouTube. Oh my gosh, how did I not?
Yeah.
We definitely have
amazing.
YouTube. So much of our content is on there.
Bob said yes.
Go find us. Go find us. Yes, that's what I was like, this one is so important that I just can't remember. I'm like,
The biggest
YouTube. Get the numbers, get the count going. Like she said, go watch the reel, especially if it's incentivized. Amen. Go watch that YouTube video for the athletes. We would really appreciate it. Have other series that are there that we would love to share. But this is what were you thinking? I didn't even ask y'all what were you thinking during yes to TikTok. Okay. He said you're gonna run it. Q. So that's
Oh Lord. She would love
Hey,
it.
listen, TikTok is where it's at.
listen.
I'm telling you.
Wonderful. So I'm gonna have to have y'all on here again so I can ask y'all what we are thinking, but it's gonna be for after the trials, after the season, or after it's gonna be after something real big or whatever. It might just be a like monumental moment in your life, and I'm gonna be asking y'all what you know if any of y'all going somewhere skydiving or something like that. What were you thinking when you jumped out the plane? Something like that. So okay, so that's a no for that for y'all. Wonderful. Thanks for joining me, ladies. Q squared. I'm so glad that Q squared.
Q squared.
Q squared. I got however you put the Q, it's still Q squared. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate you both. Thank you for sharing. Just impart a little bit of your journey with the world's greatest and the What Were You Thinking audience. And I will see y'all on Thursday. And I hope y'all tune in. We're going to be putting this on Twitter. So if y'all got a Twitter, it's going to be retweeted. And if we got a little link, add it to your links in your story. Yeah, so people click on it. Cool.
That's good.
Cool. Amen. Okay. So
Thank you
good night, ladies. Thank you. Thank you for coming. This has been wonderful. Ollie, this must be like the best smiles. The best smiles. Yeah, you see.
No, last time I was up here, they came for me in my smile with was he the bobsledder from Jamaica?
Bob. We're gonna have to reroute and see what he on.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm not letting that go. Just so you know.
I don't think I was a part of the show then,
no,
but
you wasn't there.
okay, but that's all right. We'll bring them back.
Going on.
We'll bring them back. Explaining to do. All right. We'll have a good night. Y'all get some rest because we got training tomorrow. Unless y'all off, but I ain't off. Okay, so we got training tomorrow. Have fun. Keep inspiring, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you. You guys have a great night.
Bye.
Okay, cute. Okay.